It's David Ducker coming back at you, and today we're going to be talking about chase scenes, running the man down, persistence, predation, running and gunning. Know it as you like, call it what you will. We're talking about escape. We're talking about being the alpha male. So this is going to be a mechanical video. I don't do a lot of videos about mechanics. I love narrative style. But a lot of rule sets don't have chase scene mechanics, so I thought I'd share how I usually do them when the book I'm using doesn't have their own. So basically, you determine your unit of distance, whatever that is. In a foot race, maybe it's 30 feet. In a car race, maybe it's 300 feet. In a spaceship dogfight, maybe it's 3 light years. Maybe you have giant destroyers maneuvering at tremendous speed across vast distances. It doesn't matter. You can scale it however you want, but just decide what this rough unit of movement is. Something with some granularity to it. 300 feet in a foot race, that might be too much. Then each individual unit is too important. Whereas like 3 feet is, now it's going to be too much rolling. It's too much to keep track of. So you want to find something that's kind of a middle ground and say what could be a little bit of a scene, what could be just a little bit of a gain. So get your base unit of measurement there. Now decide when you start off on this pursuit, decide how many of those units are between the predator and the prey. So if we start off on a foot chase and you're only 15 feet away from me, that might be one roll. That's one unit. We're very close. If I see you across the ballroom though, and you're 300 feet away in the enormous Imperial Ballroom, and I start booking it at you with my dagger, you got 300 feet on a foot race. That's a lot. That could be like 10 units. If they reach 30 feet, that could be quite a bit. So decide what the starting positions are. And now we can do some tests. You can either do an opposed test, your speed, dexterity, agility, athletics, fitness, acrobatics, balance, if you're running along ledges, whatever it is, piloting if you're flying, drive, ride, whatever it is. Find your test and then just roll in opposition to each other. And if you're flat, the distance between you does not change. If the prey wins, the distance increases by 1 unit. So if you're on foot, you beat him in a run test, you increase the distance by 1 unit. So you gain 30 feet on him if that's your unit. Obviously, you can modify this. If I have the boots of speed, I might be getting like a +10 to my roll. So you can modify the roll. And some systems, of course, have degrees of success. If I beat him, not just beat him, but I beat him by 10 points, or by 1 degree, or by 5 points, 1 dice, whatever it is in your system, maybe you increase by 2 units of distance between them. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. It all depends, And conversely, if the predator has rolled better than his prey, the distance decreases between the two of them. So if we're in a dog fight, he's trying to pull away, but I beat him on piloting, I get into point blank range, and then the next turn I can open fire, tractor beam, I can lasso him, I can jump from my hover bike onto the back of his hover bike, whatever it is. Once you're at point blank, you're like sharing the same space. That's when you can have these, your grapple test, your martial arts test, your fencing test, your use rope for your lasso. It could be tech use for a tractor beam, whatever it is. It could be piloting to just nudge him. Your drive test to perform the precision immobilization technique, pit maneuver, spin his vehicle out, whatever it is. And of course, you don't have to be at point blank, depending on your mechanics. Maybe you have weapons that you can fire during the chase. You can take pot shots. Maybe you have a dedicated gunner. You can get a lot into this system. There's a lot of flexibility. But I just wanted to share that because a lot of systems don't have their own rule set for it. It's a lot of them are like, oh, I move 30 feet around, you move 30 feet around. I'll never catch up to you ever. Um, and that's no fun. You want to have these dramatic chase scenes. Make your run test. You're running through the marketplace. Get skill tests involved. I try to shoot him on the run. Okay, make a pistols test with -10 because you're running. Um, he's trying to jump over a stall in the market. So he has to make his acrobatics or his athletics or his jump, whatever rule set you're using, and make that free in addition to his run. So you have to run and jump this turn. So we got the distance. And if you don't successfully vault the thing, you might lose one of your units of distance. I close 30 feet while you have to climb over because you failed at jumping over. So really versatile little system. You can modify it on the fly. I'm certain that you could write it down as well if your group is a little more rules heavy, a little less cinematic. But I just wanted to share that. That's the way I usually run it as a default when the rule set doesn't have anything. So again, you can use this for dog fights, car chases, horse races, all kinds of things. And in a race, it's just you come up beside him, and then when you're in the same square, and then you roll ahead of him, now you're the prey and he's the predator. So instead of tracking like on a map, just track the relations between the ones in pursuit, basically. So I don't need to look at the marketplace and move 30 feet and move 30 feet. I can just say, there's a marketplace, so I'm this far from you, and as you're moving through the marketplace, you might have to make climb, jump, balance, tumble, animal handling, fast talk, stealth, all kinds of things can come up in a great chase scene. And of course, sharp corners could result in crashes in a vehicle. It could result in just lost ground. It could be a spin out, but you're able to recover. So lots and lots of skill tests should be involved. Reward players who have invested their skills in things other than combat. Could even do perception if you're chasing someone through the fog or the dust, rain. If he's wearing a black poncho and everyone is wearing a black poncho and it's pouring rain, perception tests as you're running, perception tests all the time. And you might end up chasing the wrong guy somehow. So I just wanted to go through that mechanic quickly. The first time I did this video, I wasn't as succinct and I didn't get that many views. So I'm going to share what I do. Let me know, how do you run chase scenes, please. If there's a better way, I want to hear about it. This is the best way I've found, but I'm always open to more. And feel free to share your most fun chase scenes in the comments below. Or if you've seen them done really poorly, it was really boring and terrible, in the comments with that as well. I love the comments. And until I see you again, good day and good gaming.